So 101 cards were shared with some boys and girls. There were four more boys than girls. Each boy received five cards and each girl received four cards. How many boys are there? So firstly, we're going to understand that this question, based on the values given, we have quantity versus value. So quantity will be the number of people over here. Okay, so the number of people here, we have the quantity difference, four more boys than girls. That is the quantity difference given to us. Now, and the values here will be referring to the number of cards. Okay, so as we see, each girl, each boy, they've given us the number of cards. Total cards distributed all together is 101. Okay, so how do I know this is the value? How do I know the quantity is the number of people? So just remember the rule, quantity must carry the value. So quantity carrying the value means, is it the people carrying the cards or the cards carrying the people? Now, of course, I'm sure all of you are able to tell me it's the people carrying the cards, people holding on to cards. So the people is the quantity, the value will be the cards in this case. Okay, so we are given a quantity difference, four more boys than girls. Now, if a quantity difference is given to us, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to draw a simple quantity model first. So we are not going to do a QV table. So QV table only works if, let's say, they give us a comparison in terms of ratio between boys and girls. So maybe, for example, I say there are 1/4 as many boys as girls. Then that one fair enough, I can do a QV table. This one is a difference. Okay, difference given to us, we have to draw a model in this case. So boys, four more than girls. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we have to first get rid of the extra four boys first. As you can see, it says get rid of the extra quantity, four boys. Now later you will see why it says get rid of the four boys. Okay, so let's shade off the four boys. Now when you get rid of these four extra people, you should also remove the value that comes with these four people. Value means the cards that came along with these four boys. So let's find out how many cards belongs to these four boys. Okay, so each boy has five cards. So four boys means 5 times 4, 20 cards. Now, your total cards initially was 101. So now that I've removed these four boys, which also means removing the 20 extra cards, I will have to find out what is the new total number of cards I'm left with now. So simply your 101 cards minus away these 20 extra cards. So now I'm left with 81 cards. Okay, now what's the significance of this 81 cards? So this 81 cards will be belonging to the white models here because no more four extra boys. So this new 81 cards belongs to these two models. Now, however, can I do this? 81 divided by 2, just because I see 2 units there. Okay, so please take note. 81 is cards, whereas these two models that are equal means equal quantity, equal number of boys and girls. It does not mean equal number of cards in these two models. Okay, hence we cannot do this. You cannot do 81 divided by 2 because this is value, whereas this is quantity. It is only the number of girls and boys that is the same, not same number of cards. Alright, so beware of this. Okay, so what we have to understand next is that this 81 cards is now controlled by equal number of girls and boys, which means that from there, I can apply my grouping concept. So this is what I just explained, okay? Without the four boys now, there's an equal number of boys and girls now, and this equal number of boys and girls have a total of 81 cards. But of course, each boy and each girl have different number of cards, which is why we can go on to apply the grouping concept. Okay, so we're going to draw one group. Now, what do I throw into one group? So equal girls and boys means the lowest number of girls and boys to throw in one group will be one girl and one boy. Of course, you can tell me, say, why not have 10 girls, 10 boys? Why not have 8 girls, 8 boys, 6 girls, 6 boys? Sure, but because we want the lowest that I can put inside one group to define that as one group. Okay, so lowest number of girls and boys, 1, 1. You can write down the number of cards at the same time. Now, is one group enough to create, or rather I should say to contribute to 81 cards? Obviously not. As you can see, one group is only 9 cards, right? So there must be many, many more groups, many more of such groups that exist to give us a total of 81 cards. Okay, so I just put dot dot dot. All this is my new total of 81 cards. Alright, and of course this haven't included the 4 extra boys from previously that I've already removed. So what do I do next? When I do grouping, my aim is to find out how many groups are there. Before I do that, I will need to find out the number of cards per group first. Okay, call that total in one group, or you can put cards in one group. You will need to find cards, not the number of people, because this is cards. To find number of groups, cards have to divide by cards, not cards divide by people. Okay, so in one group, as we can see, there are 9 cards. And of course, from there, you are going to go on to multiples of 9. One group is 9, 2 groups is 18 cards, right? 3 groups is 27 cards, and so on and so forth. This will continue until all together, all the groups adds up to 81 cards. And then your number of groups will then be a division. 81 divided by 9 cards per group. And that leaves us with 9 of such groups. Now, of course, we don't have to draw 9 of such groups, okay? Just know that there are 9 of this. So once you get number of groups, always reread back the final question. The question now asks how many boys are there. So we are interested in the boys. We are not interested in the cards. So if you're interested in boys, ask yourself the same question for one group. In one group, how many boys do you see? As is, you can see one group, there's only one boy. But since there are 9 groups, I will have 9 times 1, which is 9 boys. So you have to do this step. You cannot stop here because this 9 times 1 tells me and tells your teacher that you are aware that you have to multiply by the number of groups. Okay, so this is 9 boys in 9 groups. Now, but don't forget, just now we removed away the 4 extra boys, which is not included in here. Okay, not included in this grouping diagram. Okay, that's why I got this additional 4 boys. So you have to include them back. So 9 plus 4. And that will give us 13 boys.